What's up, boys, and welcome back to the Set 8P podcast. And this is the 50-40-90 show. It is great. The NBA season starts in a week now. It is mad. I'm here with Shalom. Unfortunately, Matt cannot join us. Shalom, how are you?
We all good. NBA season. This is the 15th today. Starts on the 19th. Gassed. I'm very gassed for this, It's
Mad.
like you were saying this the other day, like there's been barely any stuff coming on my feed anymore for like Insta and stuff like that. I can't wait for the season to get started because my whole feed used to be Insta on Insta used to be
exactly.
basketball, Beeble, football, Beeble. That was all it was.
That's the thing. Like, because this sort of time, September, October, you get like NFL, Prem comeback, every sport. And then sort of NBA kind of goes on the radar and you're like, oh, Jesus, it's right around the corner. So here we are with our predictions. We'll be doing standings, playoff brackets, and awards. Everything will be covered. So we'll get into it. I think we'll start off with the Eastern Conference standings. And I'll start off, we can talk about a team. Had the first overall pick, and obviously took Kay Cunningham. The Detroit Pistons. Where do you have the Detroit Pistons this season?
Detroit Pistons. This season, I have them coming 13th. What are you saying about
that? I've got the Pistons 14th, and I think sort of their ceiling mate this year, possibly 12th. I'm not sure about how Jeremy Grant is going to adapt to Kay Cunningham coming in, taking away touches. But yeah, I just don't see, the team pick up. I think Sadiq Bey could have a good year. He could bounce back. MIP shouts, maybe. I'm not sure. But you never know. We can talk about that later in the video. But yeah, I think it's not really a time for the Pistons to be talking about play-ins or playoffs. I think most people can agree that.
Not at all.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It'll be another rebuilding season, get some young players. They've got a really good young core now, I think. And I think with one more piece, whether it's in the draft or free agency or in a trade, it will give them that boost, I think. Maybe then they can go for play-ins. That's what I think. And another team, which I think is pretty stonewall out of the playoff picture already, the Orlando Magic. Personally, I have them 15th.
I have them dead last.
I think Jalen Suggs is going to have a great year, and I think he's a Rookie of the Year shout. But at the same time, the rest of the team is just nothing really to talk about. I mean, Wendell Carter Jr. was looking good for the Bulls, came to Magic and didn't really prove much either. I mean, you got Gary Harris, who was a good rotation piece for the Nuggets, the solid starter.
Yeah, he just came same time for them.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just not really enough to push them over the line at the end of the day, and I think that's really the deciding factor.
Two people in this what are we going to call it, group of the set A support Magic, and horror for them because this team is absolutely dreadful. I see this team in like 15 games, honestly. But 15, like 20 max. Honestly, 20 max.
Nah, but the thing is, they got some players who can come out like Cole Anthony and just ball out and drop 30 for a game and hit a buzzer beater. Like you can see that happening. That's the thing. And look at Jalen Suggs in college and in like the summer league.
That's like 2-3 games though.
Of course. But like it's because it's a long season, and I mean it's longer than last year. Got to think about that as well. So they could nick a couple of games, but yeah, I don't think that's out of the picture to get 15 wins. Like that's about right. Probably they're really not good enough to challenge yet. So now I think those two aren't really that heavily debated as to where they're going to finish. I think it's pretty certain. So I'll move on. So I wouldn't say maybe a bit more interesting, but I think a team to look out for this year with a lot of players who think could come out. Got the Washington Wizards. Where do you have them?
I have them in the 11th spot. 11th? Lost Russell West. Yeah, they lost Russell Westbrook just outside the plane. Just outside. They lost Russell Westbrook. They brought back in a couple nice pieces. I reckon this could be Kyle Kuzma's little breakout season. I can see him averaging like 15, good solid 15. He could have a great role. I could see Rui Hachimura. He could be in this shout for most improved.
That could be a shout.
They've got some real nice players going on that team. The problem is that they're just not together. They still have an awful coach That's one thing.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's the main thing I was thinking of them.
Yeah, and then they literally only have Bradley Beal to go to, and what we saw it when it came playoff time when they played like the 76ers, that cannot run with having just one guy who can like score the ball really well. It doesn't work because you put your best player on them, then they're isolated. I saw with my Knicks, they locked out Julius Randle, who's our main priority scorer. Then we have to start relying on other people to drop 15, drop 20. It doesn't work. So that's why I have to come in like 11th.
Yeah. And I think, given the fact that they were a playing team last year, and the fact you've given away a star in Russell Westbrook, it's tough to take at the same time. You get some players of high ceiling like Kyle Kuzma, who I really think could have a good chance to have almost 100%. A second breakout, I think, if you could call 100%. It that.
Yeah, you could. His breakout was in Summer League.
I'm gonna definitely be talking about Kyle Kuzma later, but Wizards could be a fun team to watch out for. Bradley Beal keep doing what he's doing. I wonder if he's going to really be pushing a trade. I don't know. I guess we can talk about that. What do you think?
He wants his bag, bro. He wants his bag. So he wants the money. If he'll stay in Washington this season, he wants that max contract. Then he'll pay, and then he'll ask to like, right now I want to leave.
Yeah, no.
Mm-hmm. He wants that. There's no super max.
Because you probably if he goes to another team, it's not guaranteed he's gonna get that bag. Like he probably would, but he knows if he stays with the Wizards, he can easily get a super max.
He's getting a super max. Exactly.
That's the thing.
And that's money. And there's championships and stuff, but money plays a big part. And I can see him staying for that exact reason.
Yeah, it really depends how frustrated he really is about this team. Because as an NBA player, there is a certain sort of point as to how much money really plays a part. Because when you've been losing for so long, you really want to get a championship. So I don't know if he's going to have to, push for a trade later in his career, which will give the Wizards a big cap hit. But at the same time, like, if that's what I have to do, like, I don't know.
To retain him, exactly. You have to do it. You got to.
Exactly. So, Wizards, interesting team this year. We'll go for Charlotte Hornets next. Although if I didn't say how well the Wizards, I have them 12th, by the way, before. But yeah, anyway. Next team, Charlotte Hornets. Were they players last year? They
were playing. They came ninth. Came ninth.
And another fun team. I mean, we saw how great the commentators were last year. Honestly, man, like great to watch them play. LaMelo Ball hopefully stays fit the whole year. It's gonna be fun. Yeah. Terry Rozier, if he keeps his form. Miles Bridges, Plumlee in again, like pretty dry baller, but at the same time, it's a solid collective. And I don't think it's
a fun team
still, because there's some teams who have come through with some solid teams, some good roster accusations. So I don't think they're quite play-ins, but I have them that place just behind 11th. What do you think of that?
I have them 10th. I think they're going to be so exciting to watch. I think they're going to be like running the ball completely the whole time. It's going to be so great because we know that's one of their things they love to do. Can you still hear me, yeah?
Yeah, you're good. You're frozen, but it's all good. I can hear you.
Okay, cool. So they're going to run the ball the whole time. We know what they're going to do. They've got Kelly Oubre. He's going to run the floor for them with Miles Bridges. It's an exciting team, and they're a really exciting team last year, and I think they'll be that exactly again. You can see probably LaMelo pushing up to 20 points per game this season, and he'll start the season as a starter. Unlike last season, I could see him having like a 28
and 8. Yeah, 28 and 6. Yeah, no, I can see that definitely.
Which with those stats, you never know, that could push him maybe into an all-star appearance with those type of stats with his popularity. 100%. Like
100%. He's got the media on his side, and I think the NBA is a lot about narratives. And when the media's on your side, you're gonna get people, recognizing your abilities. And maybe if you forget someone like a John Morant, you probably the Grizzlies might not get the same amount of attention. Who knows? He could take that place. So yeah,
John Morant is on the other side, so he's competing He's competing with. Wait. That's right?
Yeah. No, I was talking about in general, like someone.
All right.
Definitely take up someone. Yeah, of course. Moving on to another interesting young team, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Honestly, I'm quite a fan of this team this year. Could push on to be quite solid, but at the same time, it's a pretty good conference this year. It's a pretty tough conference they've got here. It really has gone under the radar because a lot of people saying, "Oh, the West is better." I don't actually know if it's much better. And the Cavs, adding an Evan Mobley, adding a Larry Markkinen, it's a very solid piece. And they honestly could go higher. Don't think play-ins, but they could push generally. It really depends about the defensive side of the ball. But if you add an Evan Mobley, that's going to help definitely. And obviously Jarrett Allen having a full season with the team. So, although I think 13th is disappointing for them, I still think they can definitely push on in the future. What would you say to that? What do you think?
I have them at the 14th spot, which is I've got them below the Pistons. I thought the Pistons I feel the effect of Cade Cunningham, Detroit basketball's back, and it's back. And it's gonna stay, but I can see Cavaliers. I think they've got about 10 centers on their roster at this point. With the amount they have, I don't know how they're gonna play this. What? So they'll start adding Evan Mobley at the Evan Mobley at the 4, and then
you play Evan Mobley at the 4, and then Jarrett Allen at the 5.
Then Larry off the bench.
Play Larry at the bench and put him on at like center forward, small forward.
Okay, that could work. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm feeling quite confident for them. I mean, not confident like that, but confident they won't be absolutely awful. Definitely.
Got a small backcourt still. Sexton still going on there.
Garland's improving defensively as well, but it's still not
100%.
quite sorted. So I think they really need to still work on that. And whether Sexton gets traded or not,
Garland could have a most improved season, I reckon, Ben.
I think he could, because what was he, 16 points last year?
Yeah.
Building blocks for another good year, maybe. I mean, if Sexton... I think there's honestly a chance that Sexton gets traded mid-season. I'm not going to lie. I don't know. I just got a feeling about it.
I don't know why. I see Sexton as like the ultimate six man. Don't know what it is. He is like the epitome of ultimate six man. I don't know what it is.
He would never obviously play a 6-man role, but he would.
No, he won't. He won't. No. I'm aware. But
it's just the pure scoring that he's got.
Build.
That's what you want. Build. And the build. Yeah, like that's what you want off the bench. So I see that, but yeah, I wonder. I don't know. I couldn't really give you a team as to where he go, but with the way the Cavs are going, maybe they can reset it. Not restart, but just go with a different unit, not around Colin Sexton. So it depends on this year. I think for them,
you got to go around Evan Mobley. That's what I think you do. Hopefully he can prove himself.
Yeah, I mean he's still raw in places. So it's going to take some work. But at the same time, such a high ceiling. That's the thing. He's probably got the highest ceiling of all of their players. I think that's probably
100%. 100%.
Right. So if you look at that potential, I mean, it depends how they work together. If Sexton can work fine, because he probably will still be a first option. You have Mobley as a second or third, because he's not really that kind of scorer like that anyway. He's more of on the defense side of the ball for now, but it's about kind of creating more of that offensive skill set. So yeah, I think that's an interesting team to watch out for. I'm looking forward to see Evan Mobley play this year, definitely.
100%. Yeah.
So yeah, I think the next team, this sort of wraps up the sort of lower tier, I think, of teams. And that's the Toronto Raptors. I'm gonna start with you. What do you think about them?
Got them coming 12th, and I think they had a good. I was gonna say a good offseason, but I'm not sure about that. So they lost Kyle Lowry.
Kyle Lowry, man.
Yeah, and I don't think they drafted well either. I would not have taken Scotty Barnes 4. I would have taken Jalen Suggs straight away, because you've already got Siakam, and I don't know what the plans are with Siakam right now. And they don't seem to have the people that can score the ball in the team like that. Apart from Freddie, but I don't believe in Freddie like he can like score the ball like that.
No. He's an overall good scorer, but he ain't gonna be that kind of guy.
This is gonna be like a collectively solid team. I don't know if he plays Scotty Barnes the 3, but I don't like that really. I don't really like that because then you've got a bunch of people that can't shoot properly. I mean, they can, but like proper, like high, like 40s, 40,
Yeah, no,
30
no
high.
way. No way.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why they drafted Scotty Barnes because I know the rumors. I know there's a lot of rumors with Siakam getting traded, but that hasn't happened. There's been so many rumors this off season with people getting like traded.
There's a lot of players who are like on the cusp of like getting that max contract or getting traded. I think that's what teams are kind of evaluating at this point.
Exactly. So many players. None of this happened. No one's been traded really. No one's like, yeah. What do you have the Raptors?
I've actually got the Raptors 10th. And I think to be honest, last year was a down year, and mainly because they never really had their full team to play with. They had injuries, they had COVID problems. You know, there just wasn't really a collective group last year. And obviously there was big hopes for the team who came the second seed 2 years ago. So obviously it was a bit of a shock that they didn't actually make the play-ins. But I think they will this year. And I think although losing Kyle Lowry, it's still a very solid group of players. And I think Scotty Barnes, you know, there's a lot of talk over where he's going to fit in with Siakam. But I think they can make it work. I think he'll start off the bench. He'll start as a 6-man. He'll come on, facilitate. He'll play hard defense. And I think whether you try to put him at the 3, I don't know. But it really depends on what they want to do. I think Van Vliet, I could see him getting 21, 22 points this year. He's not going to, like you said, ain't going to just carry the team and, you know, hit you with 25 a night, like a solid, you know, he's going to be scoring on you. Not always like that with him. So I don't know. I mean, obviously a point guard, you think you've got Goran Dragic in there who'll be starting there, which is solid. But massive downgrade from Lowry. I don't know how he's going to fare with Miami. I can talk about that later. I think, you know, they're not as bad as people think, and I still think they definitely have a chance at the play-ins. So we move on. You know, we'll go with your Knicks next. We'll go on with your Knicks.
My Knicks.
A lot of off-season moves. I'll start with you, obviously being a Knicks fan.
I've got the Knicks coming 8th. And have you got 8th too?
I got them 9th.
9th, fairs. I've got us coming 8th. I think we're just a little bit slightly better than the person that I've got 9th, which is the Indiana Pacers. We'll get to them in a bit. The Knicks, I think we've had a good off season. People might say we've overpaid for some players, but what you don't realize in basketball, bringing back what you already have is very good, and I think that's what you got to realize. Bringing out like Nerlens Noel, Mitchell Robinson's still here. We got Julius Randle, extended him. We brought back D Rose. We still got young players like Quick. And all those things. I didn't like what we did on draft night. We get on draft night again. Oh my god, that is poor for me. My god.
Was it one of the Johnsons?
No. We took Keon Johnson and traded it away to the Clippers.
Trade him away.
Oh, what is it? Oh my god, you know how poor this is. Hold on. Anyway, like we were having a really good what's it called? Really good. I think we'll have a really good season for Knicks standards. I feel like the Knicks fans might get upset that we're coming 8th this season, but I don't think that's bad at all whatsoever. No. Like if you look at the teams, they all should be doing better than us, the ones above us. We have a great coach in Tom Thibodeau. I'm really looking forward to this season. I reckon D Rose might start this season. I reckon so.
I can see that definitely.
We could have Evan Fournier, Barrett, Randall, Robinson. I like that. And
that's nice. It. And it feels really cool of me to have them 9th compared to where they were last year, because they definitely got better. I think we can all admit that. But it's the fact that you got some teams who have either made more improvements or some I just have a good feeling about, really.
Okay.
So and I think the Knicks have a chance in the play-ins to make it into the playoffs, but it depends. It's a really tough conference this year. So we will move on to the Pacers. I'll start with you first.
I have the Indiana Pacers 9th. I was almost certain that they would trade away either one of Sabonis or Miles Turner, but it didn't happen. They're going in with a fresh coach. What's his face again? The one that was at Rick Carlisle, the one from the Mavs. That's where he started off his career, wasn't it? The Pacers as well. So he's come back there. I think that Malcolm Brogdon, I thought he was going to get traded this season too. I didn't. There's loads of Ben Simmons rumors going around because I thought they were going to ship him away. All this, but I feel like the Pacers, they're always that solid team. I've never ever seen the Pacers be bad. You know what I mean?
No,
they're so average. They're always there. Apart from that time when I had Paul George 13, 14 that season where they were first. But they're always just good. They're never bad. So they're just good. They're ninth. Not too many roster changes. I like their team. I like it.
I'm gonna put it out there. This is my hottest take out of all of them. I actually have the Pacers sixth. Now, okay.
Who's dropped into the play-in?
It's a mad one. It's a mad one, I know. But I am very confident with Rick Carlisle as a coach. I don't know why the Mavs are so hard to get rid of him. I don't know why. That's one thing. Second thing, Caris LeVert will full season.
He left, didn't he? He didn't get fired. He left.
It's not either one or the other. But anyway, it's great that they got him. Brilliant hiring. Really need a competent coach because probably the main reason why they didn't do well last year. Obviously get rid of Nate McMillan, but that's for another time. But yeah, it's a very, very, very solid team. I think every single person on that starting five ticks the box. It's a very well-rounded team. It's not, you ain't got the star power as other teams, but it's the fact that if one person doesn't play well, someone else can step in. I think 4 out of their 5 starters can go off for 20. And it like generally
Warren, LeVert, Sabonis, and Brogdon. Yeah, you're right.
I like it. And it's risky. It's risky because they haven't worked in the past. But if you don't remember, 2 years ago, they were a 4 seed. Like, people forget that. Like, and I think, to be honest, Oladipo ain't the same as he was before, and it was mainly just Oladipo and Sabonis. And now you've got Brogdon, who's playing at a high level. You've got LeVert playing at a high level, and even with a full season, he's going to do better. TJ Warren's going to be back from injury. Sabonis doing what he does, and obviously Miles Turner being that defensive anchor. So I really do like this team, and it's definitely, a big overachieve. But I don't know. I feel like it's got to be one of them teams somewhere.
I mean, I don't agree with it, but I mean, you got to have one hot take, and that seems to be your hot take. So
yeah. So yeah, we'll talk about the Boston Celtics. I think the main thing for this offseason is the movement of Brad Stevens to president of basketball operations instead of coach. I still don't understand that move, and I think it's really going to hurt them. Not really having a good offseason either, getting rid of Kemba for cheap. Not really bringing anyone else that significant in, really.
They've got Emu Udoka, don't they, as their coach now?
They do, and it's promise, but not. I'm not as confident as I would be with Brad Stevens. Let's just put it that way. Who I thought was one of the best coaches in the league, but I have him 8th, and it's tough for me.
It sounds like a crime when you put them. It sounds like a crime. It sounds like a crime.
But I just can't. They're just in a tough place right now. I can't really explain it. Like, Jaylen Brown is playing better, and Tatum is also obviously playing as he was. But it's just that demographic and the rest of the team put together. I just don't know about it. Like, it's just, the overall team isn't that bad. It's just I don't see them, pushing on that far from where they were last year, and it seems odd, but just not as confident really anymore about them. I don't know about you.
I've got the Boston Celtics 7th. Still in that play-in. I felt when I was doing this list, because I was doing it on the train coming home, because I had half an hour to waste, so I did all of it then. I kept on thinking, there's no way I'm putting Boston Celtics 7th. A couple seasons ago, they were 3rd. They like 3 seasons in a row was it Eastern Conference Final. Yep. And now I'm putting them 7th, and that just shows that they're just been going backwards and backwards, even though they've got great talent. I mean, they had one really good move, which Dennis Schroeder, was it for $6 million? I think that's a great
Dennis Schroeder is one I hadn't talked about, and that is a great move in itself.
It's a great move.
Yeah.
And they still got people like Marcus Smart, who was injured on and off. They brought back Al Horford. They've got Josh Richardson in now. But the thing with the thing with them, and it always will be, is the bench. The bench is horror. It's all, and it always is for them.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, that's where let's
really.
sit down. Yeah, they got like people like Peyton Pritchard, who could have a really good season.
And
they got
Aaron
Robert Williams
as well. I like him.
Robert Williams will start this season, but then you look at people like you got Enes Kanter, Jabari Parker, and I'm just like,
just washed up Donnies. You don't really want on your team.
Exactly. I'm just like, those lots should be playing for like. I need a Magic at this point. Like,
honestly,
why are they here? But they even took our hype man Theo Pinson, bro. I was quite upset with that. These are hype man,
tough,
bro.
Man.
Hype,
you
bro.
need him.
Yeah,
no, honestly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's okay. Probably the team the most off-season or major off-season acquisitions, the Chicago Bulls. Now, after everyone, bringing in the Vucevic last year, everyone thought, oh yeah, playoff. Failure. Didn't even make the play-ins. Gives me doubt. And I know DeRozan and Lonzo Ball are coming in, but it's a tough East, as I said before. And that's why I actually have them 7th. And I know it seems tough, but it's just, I need to see it first. I mean, everyone can talk about, preseason, they're looking good. But I'm looking at the 5 teams above them, obviously minus the Pacers. I think the Pacers is just a gut feeling, really. And I just like them in general. Chicago, it's going to be on and off. They could go for like a 3 or 4, 3rd or 4th seed, or they're going to be like a 7th seed. Because what I'm seeing from Levine and Vucevic working already, it's not really working. And if you add DeRozan, he's going to take a lot of touches away from Levine. Is that going to, diminish his production? Probably. I mean, Lonzo Ball's in the perfect position for him, I think, because he can just sit back, facilitate, don't need to worry about shooting. I mean, his shooting is great as it is now, but he can give it to the others and just focus on his main strength, which is obviously.
I don't know if it is the best place, because I think now he's hitting where he needs to be like a 2nd or 3rd option on a team.
Yeah,
he's really proven himself, and he's gone somewhere where for certain he's the 5th option, or near
the
enough
4th,
that
the 4th,
the fourth behind.
Patrick Williams ain't gonna get shots, so
exactly.
Yeah.
But still, like, he was complaining for us. He's not getting enough touches. He's been put to the 4th option. He's behind Bledsoe. He's behind this. So, like, cool. If he goes somewhere else, I hear it. But then he's gone, and he's like, oh, I don't get to have the ball in my hand the whole time to work, because that's how he wants to run. But he's often half-court sets anyway, so I don't know why he wants the ball in his hand all the time. But anyway, then, like, cool, he left to go to the Bulls, right? Nice. But then they got DeRozan. Then they got Levine. And them two, they like to play make too. But that's the ball out your hands again. So I'm just like, it's just the same situation that you're really running into. It's a better team, I'll give you that, but you literally run the same situation. That's all I'm saying. But that's fine. And the way the media is hyping him up for him scoring 19 points against us or something is absolutely just like, what? We literally don't have no Brandon Ingram. We've got no Zion Williamson. We literally got no one. We're playing Devontae and stuff, and you're hyping this guy up in preseason. Okay, cool. And I like him. He's like one of my top 10 favorite players. But I like him. But like, this is not like, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this, please.
I know. Wait, so where did you say you had him?
6th. I want the Bulls 6th.
That's about right. I think a lot of people, I think Matt would have him really high if he was there, like 5th, 4th, or 5th. But I just don't think they're quite. I think he would, because he was even high on the Bulls, and it was just Levine.
I reckon 4th or 5th, because that's a place where his team really could be. I can't lie. So I don't think he'll have them that high.
Yeah, I reckon he'll later, I guess.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna say anything yet. Okay, cool. I'm ready.
On to the top 5 now. I believe no one else really goes into that range for you, right? It's just these 5 teams, if I'm correct. Yep.
Cool. You're correct.
We'll start with the Atlanta Hawks. Brilliant postseason. And I think that really is going to give them that momentum this season. I don't think they're really going to improve from last season, but at the same time, a top 5 conference finish is solid, and they can still push on in the playoffs. So yeah, I do have them fifth. And I'm not going to say they're playing yet. But yeah, I just love this team. I think it's well balanced. You've got DeAndre Hunter coming back from injury, who didn't have in the playoffs. At the end of the playoffs, I think if they had him, could maybe had more of a chance against the Bucks, but still was a tough game. It's just a brilliant team, really. Like Bogdanovic was hitting, Hurt was hitting, Reddish was hitting, Capella. It's just I just love it, honestly. And Trae Young is getting better and better every day. So yeah, I think it's a great team to see, really. What about you? What do you think?
This is my hot take. This one here. So
okay.
This team here, they're not my team about last year. I hate them. No, I don't hate them. But like
you did. Come on.
It's a good series. They had me upset, this team. I can't lie.
You did.
This guy shushing my team. This guy bowing down on my team, all this. But yeah, I have them third still. I can't lie, I have them third.
No, I actually was really tempted to putting them high.
I have them third, yeah. I think they're gonna be incredible. Especially incredible in like what's it called? In like not playoffs, in regular season ways. They're definitely gonna be incredible there. That's what I believe. Nate McMillan, he took them and then they went forward. They were the second best team in the league since Nate McMillan took over. And exactly. So, and they started off, what was it, 14 and something? And
they were down in like the below the players.
Yeah. And then they've brought all the way back up and made the Eastern Conference final. And, you know, they've kept what people they need to bring back. John Collins, Capella. They've got all of it. They've got great young talent too. I could only see this team improving, not getting worse at all, and that's why I have them third. Yes,
I like that. I do like that, and I wanted to, but I was going to say for after I've already made my hot take with their Pacers. So we'll go on. We'll go on to Philly now, and I'll start with you because it seems you have something interesting to say about Philly. So go for it.
I think they're coming fifth. Yeah. If Matt was here, he's screaming at me. I can't lie.
That's why I thought you were like, oh my God. You were like, oh, if Matt was on tonight, he'd be fucking livid. But yeah.
Yeah. He would be fuming at me. But because they were first last year and I put them back at fifth. But it is what it is. The team's not like that though. I can't lie to you. Like the team's good. It's the same as last year, but you're not gonna have Ben Simmons. He's not gonna be playing. It's like the Harry Kane situation.
It is.
No, it's at Philly at this time, for real, because he doesn't want to be there. So he doesn't want to play his heart out. So he gets like injured or something, then he can't make the move. But his heart's not in the right place. So he's coming to practice, but he's ignored the board, Ben Simmons. He's ignored his teammates texting him and stuff. Jordan B hasn't talked to him since they went out. What was that, like 4 or 5 months ago? How long ago that is? That's the last time they talked. Like, there's no team bonding there. He's like, this team is like Jordan Beed. I can see having a great season, but it's a great season, but he's out for 30 games, 40 games, and that's the only problem I have. Huh?
That long, really?
Yeah. No, I can see it. No, not that long. Like 30 to definitely not 40 to stretch. 20 to 30 games, always miss it every year. We know that for a fact. His left toes hurt, his fingernails broken off, anything. Joel Embiid sitting out a couple games. We know that for certain. Tobias Harris, that you have. I think he'll be solid again. 20 points per game. I think he could maybe push in for an all-star appearance this season. You never know. And considering he can take that level up. I think the problem is Doc Rivers is really overrated coach. I generally think he is
a little
these
bit.
days.
He's had a lot of good teams to work with.
Yeah, I think he's a little overrated. I think he's a little overrated. But I don't really know who he could bring in at the moment anyway to fully change it. I mean, Mike D'Antoni, I don't know. Yeah, they're too defensive for Mike D'Antoni.
With Philly, with Rivers, I feel like he's like a development kind of guy, not really a winner, if that makes sense. Like he'll elevate your team like he did with Philly last year. But is he going to win you a title? I don't know. I'm going to leave that out to see how it goes this season. But I have got Philly. I've got Philly fourth.
Okay, no, that's same area.
So similar, and it's just with Embiid's injury history, Simmons' uncertainty of where he's playing. Harris will be fine. I don't think he'll be as good as he was last year because that's just sort of. I don't know how to explain it. Just a bit of a outperform, really. Just outperforming what he was expected.
I'd really love to know what Matt would place them. I really would love to know.
I could see him still having them first or second.
Really? Because that's generally just delusional. That's like me saying, "Oh no, Knicks is staying fourth." You know, that's literally like me saying that.
That kind of is, yeah.
It is. It's delusional at that point. Like it literally is. Like, there's no way. You know, I'm texting right now. I text him right now. I want to see what he says. I'm texting right now.
Whilst we wait, I guess we'll carry on to the Miami Heat.
Yeah.
A team I'm looking forward to seeing, really. I think Kyle Lowry is obviously who we want to talk about, really. I didn't really play that much for the Raptors last year. But nevertheless, he's an impact player. Doesn't matter how old he is or how many shots he's taken. He's going to impact your team. And I mean, to be honest, he's not going to have, I could see him having like 15, 16 points, which seems harsh. But I think he'll still be a good influence to the team. And obviously, we know about Jimmy Butler and Bam and how good they've been. Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero could have a bounce back year, I think. Oladipo, am I correct in saying he's there?
Okay. Yeah, he is there. We just got the Matt's verdict. He said third, fourth, or fifth, which is fair. Okay, that's fair.
No, that's fair.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Respect.
Okay, respect. Really respect, man. I was just checking. I missed it.
Well, have you got the Heat? I've got the Heat third. I think they're going to be really good in the regular season.
I turn my phone. I swear I have literally my list. Yeah, I've got the Heat fourth though. I know that for sure. I feel that this is the perfect playoff team if I've ever seen one in my life. It's 4 people that will lock you down. You're scoring like 80 points per game. What is it? It's Kyle Lowry, Oladipo, Jimmy Butler, PJ Tucker, and Bam Adebayo in the playoff game. You're getting locked down like to the T. Last possession, you need a bucket, and you might as well just give up. You might as well start walking the tunnel, bro. That is the team, and that team's gonna be dirty as well. They're gonna be all up in your face. They're gonna be like.
There's just so many fun teams I want to see play now. Like honestly, I'm just thinking of it. Like with these new acquisitions, it's like there's just so much to look forward to, man. Like, I don't think the Heat really could push on. Like generally,
100%. I just don't like. I feel like. Because will Bam still be the second option? I'm just figuring it out.
I think he will be. I don't see Lowry playing that sort of role. I think Bam could even have like 18, 19 points a game.
That's what I was thinking. I hope he
and
does.
Lowry having like 15, 16. Oladipo averaging like 14. That's what I reckon. And then Jimmy averaging like 22. That's what I think.
Yeah, I like that.
I think Bam will have that sort of season. And I hope he really does, step it up offensively because obviously his defensive work is just one of the best in the league. So, yeah, that's my take. And I think first and second, I don't know which order you have it in. I personally have Nets first, Bucks second. Silly because I think they actually play. They're most of their players for a lot of the year. I know Kyrie's out, but I don't think he can play away. He can play in away games, so. That's
he can't play at all now. They won't even let him play.
He can. No, he's been playing pre-season. So
what? Who?
Kyrie.
He hasn't played pre-season.
Yeah, he has.
Has he?
Yeah, he's allowed because he's basically the way it works is like he can play away games, but he can't play in.
Kyrie has played home games because
you have to be vaccinated in New York.
Well done. Kyrie has played the home. It's played the next game. Hold on. Did he play last game?
I think I saw something. If I'm wrong, I apologize, but I don't know.
I just really want to see. Hold on. Carry on talking about Brooklyn or about.
I think Harden could have another good year. I think either of them two, depending on who gets a big Rockville MVP shout. Patty Mills coming in. I'm loving it. I really hope they get him a ring, and obviously LA as well. All my old Spurs boys. I hope they give him a ring. I think LA won't be as helpful as before, and the defensive side of the ball is still going to be not the best. But it doesn't matter. It's just the offensive powerhouses they've got. It's just unbelievable. And I really hope this team doesn't get injured because it could be a very fun team to watch again.
Yeah, he's not played the game yet in preseason. Yeah,
that's my bad. I don't know what I thought he had, but yeah.
Because the problem is there's more people in like the NBA that's not being vaccinated. I know that people like Michael Porter Jr. is not vaccinated. I know some other people, but it's only the Nets making like a really, really big deal about it, saying they're not going to extend him 4 years, 196. We're not doing this and not doing that. I'm just like, why? Because he's got I know people say, you should get vaccinated, but it's also just what he believes in. So you can't really force someone to. So I don't really get it. And at this point, if you trade him, he'll just retire. But I'll be honest. If you trade him anywhere, he retires. That's what I think.
Yeah, especially somewhere like Sacramento or imagine that.
Bro, honestly. If you trade Sacramento, he's gone. He's leaving the face of the earth. Honestly, yeah.
But you say the Nets first, yep.
Yeah.
And the Bucks second. I think the Bucks, great regular season team, proved it in the playoffs, which I'd love to see. And I think that'll just be, how they expect to play. I think it's just going to be a, standard Bucks season as it is nowadays, really.
Yeah, probably.
It is
first, second, or third. That's what they are now these days.
I think that wraps up the Eastern Conference.